Hello Golden State Warriors fans, we are here once again to bring you the latest news related to our team, and I would like to emphasize how committed we are to improving our performance to achieve great results. Before we dive into this intriguing news, I kindly request you to show your support by clicking the like button, and if you are not yet subscribed to our channel, I invite you all to join us on an exciting journey. Remember to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything.
Rockets zero in on Draymond Green with tactical strategy. Steve Kerr breaks down the challenge. Draymond Green has seen plenty of intense playoff battles throughout his career, but the way the Houston Rockets are targeting him in this series is something entirely different. As the Golden State Warriors prepare for a pivotal Game 4 in this heated first-round matchup, one thing has become increasingly clear: the Rockets aren't just trying to win, they're trying to get under Draymond's skin. And it's working. The tension between the two teams has steadily built with each game. From hostile crowd chants aimed at Green to his post-Game 3 dust-up with Fred VanVleet, emotions are running hot. Dillon Brooks even went as far as labeling Green a dirty player, further igniting the competitive fire on both sides. But the most significant battle isn't verbal, it's tactical. Steve Kerr exposes the Rockets' game plan. Before Game 4, Warriors head coach Steve Kerr spoke candidly about what Houston is doing to disrupt Draymond's rhythm. The Rockets have made a bold adjustment, putting Fred VanVleet, their smaller, quicker guard, on Green. It's not a defensive mismatch. It's a trap. They're putting VanVleet on Draymond for a reason, Kerr explained. They want to take away his ability to facilitate and run our offense. It forces him out of his natural role and breaks up the flow we rely on. Green, known for his unique ability to quarterback the offense from the front court, has found himself in unfamiliar territory. Instead of orchestrating from the high post or initiating plays in transition, he's been relegated to the perimeter, or worse, out of the play altogether. This isn't an easy series for Dre, Kerr admitted. They're doing a good job of keeping him away from spots where he usually controls the game. But his challenge now is to embrace that role shift and dominate defensively. The Warriors need help, and they're hoping it comes tonight. Draymond's diminished offensive role wouldn't be as glaring if Jimmy Butler were on the floor. The Warriors' star forward has been sidelined since Game 2, and his absence in Game 3 left Steph Curry to carry a massive load on both ends. Without Butler to ease the burden, the Rockets have zeroed in on Curry with swarming double teams, forcing rush decisions and contested looks. The offense has become predictable, and that's exactly what Houston wants. But hope is on the horizon. Butler is reportedly close to returning, and his presence in Game 4 could shift the entire series dynamic. If Butler plays, it gives Golden State the offensive boost they've sorely missed, and it allows Draymond to focus solely on doing what he does best: anchoring the defense, bringing intensity, and leading with grit. Everything on the line in Game 4. With the series still within reach, the Warriors are banking on experience, heart, and strategic adjustments to carry them through. For Draymond Green, this moment is personal. The Rockets may be trying to take him out of the game, but the veteran forward has made a career out of proving doubters wrong. And tonight, with the spotlight burning brighter than ever, he has a chance to remind everyone exactly why he's one of the most impactful players in playoff basketball. Rockets target Draymond Green with tactical strategy. Steve Kerr breaks down the challenge. Draymond Green has encountered numerous intense playoff battles throughout his career, but the Houston Rockets' approach in this series is unlike any he's faced before. As the Golden State Warriors prepare for a pivotal Game 4 in this heated first-round matchup, one thing has become increasingly clear: the Rockets aren't just trying to win, they're aiming to disrupt Draymond's impact on the game. And it's proving effective. The tension between the two teams has steadily built with each game. From hostile crowd chants directed at Green to his post-Game 3 confrontation with Fred VanVleet, emotions are running high. Dillon Brooks even labeled Green a dirty player, further intensifying the rivalry. However, the most significant challenge isn't verbal, it's tactical. Clutch points. +7. New York Post. +7. Houston Chronicle. +7. Steve Kerr analyzes the Rockets' strategy. Before Game 4, Warriors head coach Steve Kerr addressed the Rockets' defensive scheme targeting Green. The Rockets have assigned Fred VanVleet, a quicker, smaller guard, to defend Green, aiming to neutralize his playmaking ability. They're putting VanVleet on Draymond for a reason, Kerr explained. They want to take away his ability to facilitate and run our offense. It forces him out of his natural role and disrupts our offensive flow. Green, known for his unique ability to quarterback the offense from the front court, has found himself in unfamiliar territory. Instead of orchestrating plays from a high post or initiating fast breaks, he's been pushed to the perimeter or even out of the play entirely. This isn't an easy series for Dre, Kerr admitted. They're doing a good job of keeping him away from spots where he usually controls the game. But his challenge now is to embrace that role shift and dominate defensively. Warriors hope for Jimmy Butler's return. Draymond's reduced offensive role wouldn't be as glaring if Jimmy Butler were available. The Warriors' star forward has been sidelined since Game 2 due to injury, and his absence in Game 3 left Stephen Curry to shoulder a significant load. Without Butler to alleviate the pressure, the Rockets have focused their defense on Curry, forcing the Warriors' offense into predictable patterns. However, hope is on the horizon. Butler is reportedly nearing a return, and his presence in Game 4 could shift the series dynamics. If Butler plays, it provides Golden State with the offensive boost they've missed, allowing Green to concentrate solely on defense and leadership. Looking ahead. With the series tied at 2-1, Game 4 is a critical juncture. The Warriors are counting on experience, adaptability, and strategic adjustments to navigate this challenge. For Draymond Green, this moment is personal. The Rockets may be attempting to neutralize his influence, but the veteran forward has consistently proven his ability to rise above adversity. Golden state of mind. Tonight, with the spotlight on him, Green has an opportunity to demonstrate why he's one of the most impactful players in playoff basketball. As the series progresses, both teams will need to adapt and evolve. For the Warriors, finding ways to counter the Rockets' defensive schemes and leveraging their full roster will be key. For the Rockets, maintaining their defensive intensity and improving offensive consistency will be crucial to evening the series. The outcome of Game 4 could set the tone for the remainder of the series, making it a must-watch for basketball fans. Warriors All-Star Jimmy Butler III set to make his return in pivotal Game 4 against the Rockets. He's back, and just in time. After days of growing optimism, it's now official. Six-time All-Star Jimmy Butler III will suit up for the Golden State Warriors in tonight's critical Game 4 matchup against the Houston Rockets. The news broke Monday afternoon via NBA insider Chris Haynes, who reported that Butler is indeed cleared to play as the Warriors look to extend their 2-1 series lead at home. If you are new here, leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Earlier in the day, Shams Charania of The Athletic and ESPN had indicated that both Butler and the Warriors were hopeful he'd be able to go, but no confirmation had surfaced. Many fans, and even some analysts, expected the team to hold off on a decision until closer to tip-off. Then came Haynes' report, shifting that hope into confidence. While there's been no official word from Warriors beat reporters or the team at the time of writing, Haynes' track record speaks for itself. And the implications of Butler's return can't be overstated. The Warriors managed to grab a commanding win in Game 3 without their star forward, pulling off a double-digit victory that proved one important thing: this team can win without its Batman. But now, with Butler set to rejoin Steph Curry and company on the floor, Golden State looks even more dangerous. The timing couldn't be better. This game marks a turning point in the series. A win tonight would give the Warriors a 3-1 lead and a stranglehold on momentum heading back to Houston. A loss, however, would reset the playing field and hand the Rockets new life. That's why Butler's presence tonight isn't just a bonus, it's a game-changer. All eyes will also be on head coach Steve Kerr and how he manages the rotation with Butler back in action. In Games 1 and 2, Butler started alongside Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Moses Moody, and Draymond Green. But in Game 3, with Butler sidelined, Kerr shook things up, inserting Jonathan Kuminga into the starting five and giving rookie big man Quinton Post his first playoff start, replacing Moody. Now with Butler back, Kuminga is expected to return to a bench role, or potentially fall out of the rotation entirely. The real question is whether Kerr sticks with Post's size and defensive presence in the frontcourt, or returns to Moody's perimeter versatility and playoff experience. One thing is clear: Jimmy Butler's return injects confidence, swagger, and intensity into a Warriors squad that already has its foot on the gas. Golden State took care of business without him. With him, they might just take control of the series. Butler's return could be the spark the Warriors need to close out the series. Jimmy Butler's return doesn't just bring back a star, it brings back identity. Known for his toughness, leadership, and playoff grit, Butler is the emotional engine of this Warriors squad. His presence alone changes how opponents prepare, how teammates play, and how confident Golden State feels in the biggest moments. The Rockets know this. They were able to pressure the Warriors in Games 1 and 2 largely because Butler wasn't at full strength. His absence in Game 3 opened up opportunities in the paint and forced Curry to shoulder even more of the offensive load. But now, with Butler back, the dynamics shift, on both ends of the court. On defense, Butler's ability to guard multiple positions and disrupt passing lanes will be critical, especially against Houston's explosive guards. On offense, his slashing mid-range scoring and playmaking open up space for shooters like Curry and Podziemski, while taking pressure off Draymond Green to initiate every set. Warriors fans are buzzing. Social media lit up following the Haynes report, with many fans calling Butler's return perfect timing, and the piece we need to end this in 5. Former players and analysts echoed the excitement. On NBA TV, Isaiah Thomas said, "Jimmy Butler's a difference maker. When he's on the floor, the entire personality of your team changes. He gives you toughness, composure, and that killer instinct that wins playoff games." Steve Kerr faces a big rotation decision. With Butler back in the mix, Kerr now has the luxury, and the challenge, of adjusting his rotation. Quinton Post impressed many with his poise and rebounding in Game 3, giving the Warriors a physical presence that helped neutralize Houston's inside game. But with Butler reclaiming his minutes, someone's going to get squeezed out. Will Kerr continue to reward Post's hustle with starting minutes? Or will he return to the more familiar lineup with Moses Moody, who brings defensive versatility and spacing? There's also the question of how many minutes Butler will realistically play, given that this is his first game back after missing time with a strained quad. Whatever Kerr decides, the message is clear: Golden State is going all in on Game 4. A win tonight sets the tone and puts them one step away from advancing, something the Warriors know can't be taken for granted in a stacked Western Conference. Meanwhile, Houston is on alert. For the Rockets, this game is now a must-win. Falling behind 3-1 to a team that just regained one of its leaders could be a psychological blow as much as a strategic one. Jalen Green and Alperen Sengun have been brilliant at times in this series, but now they'll have to respond to a Warriors team with its emotional core back on the court. Houston coach Ime Udoka acknowledged the impact of Butler's return during his pre-game media session. "We know what he brings. We're not surprised he's playing. We prepared for it, but preparation and execution are two different things." Tonight isn't just another playoff game, it's a turning point. With the Warriors energized by Butler's return and the Rockets desperate to even the series, Game 4 promises to be physical, emotional, and high stakes from the opening tip. And now, with Jimmy Butler III officially back in uniform, Golden State has everything it needs to seize control. Draymond Green and Baron Davis agree. Jonathan Kuminga's Game 3 impact was massive. Jonathan Kuminga may not have made the headlines, but for the Golden State Warriors, he was the heart of Game 3. After sitting out for 3 straight games due to the domino effect of Jimmy Butler's injury in Game 2, the young forward had every reason to feel frustrated. It wasn't an easy stretch for the rising star from Cameroon. He stayed patient, stayed focused, and when his moment finally came, he seized it. Though his return in Game 2 was quiet and shaky, Kuminga's bounce-back performance in Game 3 spoke volumes. Head coach Steve Kerr gave him the nod as a starter, and Kuminga responded by bringing the kind of defensive intensity that doesn't always show up in the box score, but absolutely shifts the momentum of a playoff series. He played just 17 minutes, scored 7 points, and handed out 2 assists. Modest numbers, but his real contribution was shutting down one of Houston's most dangerous threats. The Jalen Green problem? Kuminga answered it. After Jalen Green torched the Warriors in Game 2, expectations were high that he'd explode again. But Kuminga had other plans. Assigned to slow down Houston's lead scorer, he disrupted Green's rhythm early and never let him get comfortable. Green finished with just 9 points on 4 of 11 shooting, a complete turnaround from his previous outing. Draymond Green couldn't contain his appreciation. "Let me just talk about Jonathan Kuminga," Draymond said on the Draymond Green Show. His defense, especially the way he started off on Jalen Green, was incredible. When you don't let a guy get into rhythm early, that changes the game. His ball pressure at the beginning set the tone. That was huge for us. Baron Davis sees it too. "This is what I've been waiting for." Former Warriors star Baron Davis echoed the praise, saying Kuminga's impact was exactly what the team needed. After what Jalen did in Game 2, he needed to be reminded it wasn't going to be easy. And Kuminga did that from the opening tip, Davis said. "I've been waiting all year to see that from Kuminga." It was beautiful to watch. That was a statement. Davis also made a bold prediction. Now that he's locked in defensively, the offensive breakout game is coming. Just watch. Festus Ezeli. It all started with Kuminga. Even former Warriors center Festus Ezeli joined the chorus, calling Kuminga the unsung catalyst of Golden State's 109-94 win. Everybody had to step up, but it all started with Kuminga. He took on the head of the snake, Draymond Green, and held him to 9 points all night. That's a big deal. That changed everything. The road ahead, Kuminga's role grows as Butler's status remains uncertain. With Jimmy Butler's timeline for return still uncertain, Kuminga's readiness becomes even more critical. His energy, versatility, and defensive grit may not always draw headlines, but in a series where every possession matters, he's becoming the kind of player the Warriors need to keep leaning on. He waited for his moment. Now that it's here, he's making it count. And if the Warriors hope to close out this series and make a deep playoff run, it won't just be about the stars. It'll be about players like Kuminga, stepping up when it matters most. Kuminga's growth symbolizes the Warriors' evolution. Jonathan Kuminga's performance in Game 3 isn't just a testament to his personal growth, it represents the evolution of this Warriors team. With stars like Steph Curry and Draymond Green carrying the leadership load, what Golden State needs most in the playoffs is trust in its supporting cast. Kuminga delivered exactly that when it mattered most. Internally, the coaching staff has long believed in Kuminga's potential. He's been through the ups and downs, inconsistent minutes, trade rumors, even stretches out of the rotation, but he never let that define him. And now, with the playoffs in full swing, he's showing exactly why the organization refused to give up on him. "You could feel the energy shift when he checked in," said assistant coach Kenny Atkinson after Game 3. "He plays like he has something to prove, and that lifts the entire bench." His teammates noticed too. After the final buzzer, several Warriors made a point to shout him out in the locker room. According to sources close to the team, Steph Curry was among the first to walk over and congratulate Kuminga, telling him, "That's the version we need, every night." What this means for the rest of the series. With Game 4 on the horizon, Kuminga's role is likely to expand, especially if Butler isn't at full strength or remains sidelined. Steve Kerr now faces a good problem, managing a rotation that includes Kuminga's energy without disrupting the chemistry that led to the Game 3 blowout. Analysts across the league are already discussing how Kuminga's emergence could be a major swing factor in the series. On NBA Countdown, Richard Jefferson noted, "If Kuminga keeps defending like that, it changes Houston's entire offensive game plan. The Rockets don't have the depth to adjust if their star is neutralized." Houston, meanwhile, will be looking for answers. Draymond Green is expected to bounce back with aggression in Game 4, and head coach Ime Udoka has hinted at lineup changes to counter Kuminga's physicality. That might mean more screens to free Green, or isolations to test Kuminga's discipline. Either way, the Rockets are now preparing specifically for him, a sign of respect few players get this early in their playoff careers. The bigger picture, a glimpse into the Warriors' future. Beyond this series, Kuminga's emergence could mark a turning point for Golden State's long-term identity. With Curry and Green in their twilight years and Klay Thompson facing an uncertain future, players like Kuminga are the bridge between eras. Festus Ezeli summed it up best on NBC Sports Bay Area. "What we saw in Game 3 wasn't just a solid night, it was a glimpse of what's next. Kuminga's not just a role player. He's a future pillar, and we're finally starting to see it." As the Warriors head into Game 4, they do so with a renewed sense of confidence, not just because Jimmy Butler might return, but because Jonathan Kuminga has arrived. Quietly, confidently, and perhaps just in time.